So guys, you can see over here, we have a counter which is going forever. See, we started from 0 and it keeps on going forever. So I restart this. I just disconnect the power of the PIC3 and then connect it again. See, it will start all over again. See, it starts from 0 and keeps on going forever. So this is basically a forever loop. So we didn't use other types of loop. We used a for loop to make this forever loop. We just initialize LCD with our desired pinout. Then we just have an integer called count, which will be used to make a counter, and then a array of char, which is a string to store the converted integer values. And then we initialize the LCD. We just started counter from 0. We use this command. Now this is the syntax. Instead of giving any condition like x is equals to x, x is less than this, and then x plus plus, we just left it empty. We left it empty. Now this became a forever loop. And inside it, whatever is inside it will repeat forever. We have a counter inside it, which is being displayed on the LCD. So that is what is happening over here. So that's why it's repeating forever. It will keep on repeating forever, as long as your variable have enough memory to hold these digits. So guys, hello guys, welcome to Learning Microcontrollers. In this lecture, I'm gonna show you how we can make a forever loop using for loop in the MikroC for PIC. We know there is a for loop. We use it for a lot of applications, but I will show you how you can use this loop to make a forever loop. That is a different thing, like it should execute forever. So let's get to it. So in this lecture, we will be learning by doing. So I will give you a demonstration using a live hardware that will include a PIC16F877A and an LM016 16x2 LCD. So let's get started. So guys, this over here is our PIC16F877A microcontroller having 40 pins. It's a DIP version. And this is our 16x2 LM016 LCD. Now guys, this is our potentiometer. We need this to adjust the contrast of this LCD. And this have 3 pins, 1, 2, and 3 mentioned on the body as well. So the potentiometer must be 10K. You can use any type you prefer. Now for the LCD, we have 16 pins. If you hold it like this from left to right, it's 1 to 16. Now let's do the connections. You short pin number 1 and 5 of the LCD. Then you send this to the pin number 1 of your potentiometer. From there, you send it to the ground pin of the PIC like this. Now, the pin number 2 of your LCD is the VDD pin. You connect it to the pin number 3 of the potentiometer. From there, you send it to the pin number VCC of the PIC like this. In this way, whatever the source will be powering up the PIC, like in my case, I will be using a PIC at 3. The same source will power up your potentiometer and the LCD as well. Next thing is the pin number 3 of your LCD. This is the contrast adjustment pin. You connect it to the adjustable pin of your potentiometer like this. Pin number 3 to the pin number 2 of your potentiometer. In case you are using a different type of potentiometer, then you have to go to the datasheet to make sure that your wiring is correct. Now pin number 4 of your LCD is the RS pin. You can connect it to any available digital input output pin of your PIC. I'm going to use the pin number D1 for this. For pin number 6, that is the enable pin, I use pin number D0 of the PIC. Now pin number 7, 8, 9 and 10, we will leave them. I will tell you later why. We directly go to the pin number 11 and that is the data pin 4 of the LCD. I connect it to the port D, pin number 4 of the PIC16F877A like this. Pin number 12 of the LCD is the data pin 5. I connect it to the port D, pin 5. Pin number 13 is the data pin 6. I connect it to D6, 14 to D7 like this. Now guys, these 4 pins, pin number 7, 8, 9 and 10, they are for the 8-bit mode, while we are going to use this LCD in the 4-bit mode, because 4-bit mode will suffice our needs. So you do not need to connect them at all. Pin number 15 and 16 are for the LCD backlight. This LCD do have a backlight, the one I am using. Pin number 15 is the power. You connect it to the 5 volt pin, that is pin number 2 of your LCD. Pin number 16 is the ground. I connect it to pin number 1 and 5 like this. In this way, our LCD backlight will also turn on. So this is the simple schematic. Now let me show you the hardware. Now this is the hardware I have over here. You can see a PIC16F877A and an LCD. That's all you need for this lecture, for this demonstration. Now guys, we have the hardware ready. Now we can go to the programming. Let's turn on the MikroC for PIC. I also turn on the magnifier so I can use zoom in whenever required. Okay, we wait. Wait for the MikroC for PIC to turn on. The version is 7.2.0. You can use the latest versions as well. They have same syntax. There you go. Okay. Now, first of all, I go to the left, click on File, click on New Project. This window pops up, New Project Wizard. Click on Next, write the name of the project. I write forever loop using for loop. And PIC16F877A is the one I'm choosing. The crystal here, you have to use the same crystal that you are using with the pin number 13 and 14 of your PIC. In my case, if I go to the hardware, I will see that the crystal is 16. You can see it's a 16 megahertz crystal over here. See, 16. So that's why I wrote 16 there. You have to check that on your hardware what is the rating of the crystal. Then you will write that value over here, because this PIC do not have internal oscillator, so the one you write here must be the external. Click on Next and finish. So there we go. Now before you do anything else, first of all press Ctrl S to save your work like this. Done. Okay, now the next thing is we have to first of all initialize the LCD, since we are using LCD in this project. So go to the right, expand the MikroC libraries. There is a system libraries, you expand it. Go down, you will find the LCD. This is the LCD, check mark this, expand this. There you have the LCD INIT command. Double click on this. This window pops up. Here you have these commands. You copy all of them, go back, paste them above the void main like this. Now the next thing is you have to initialize the bits configuration. Now this is the LCD pinout setting. For that you have to go to your hardware and see what you set for the RS pin. Like in my case, for the RS pin, I am using pin number D0. That is the pin number 4. This is the RS, it's D1. For RS is D1. So I will just write D1 here. For EN, it was some other pin. I think it's D0. Let's check. Just for EN, it's D0. Similarly, do it for rest of the pins as well. For data pin 7, I have made my life easy by using port D pin 7. So it's D7. For data pin 6, it's D6. For data pin 5, it's D5. For data pin 4, it's D4. Now similarly, this is for the pin direction. Like you don't have to initialize the directions of the pin over here. Once you do it here, you no longer need to do that over here. So for the, again, this is for the RS pin. You exactly repeat the same configuration here as well. For RS, we are using data pin 1, D1, sorry, port D, pin 1. For EN, it's port D, pin 0, D0. For D7, it's D7. For D6, it's D6. For D5, it's D5. For D4, it's D4 like this. Now you go to the right again. Again, in the LCD library, you have this command called LCD INIT. Double click on this. Go scroll down. There you have this command called LCD INIT. You copy this command and paste it here, just like this. And now the LCD is initialized with this pin out. I also recommend you always give a 200 millisecond delay after initializing the LCD. I know it's not required, but I always recommend it doing this. Now we have the LCD initialized. Now for our demonstration, we will be showing you how to use a for loop to make a forever loop. So what I do is that I just make a forever loop. Like always, we always have a forever loop here. So inside it, you know that for the for loop, you have this syntax. You take any integer, like it's x, then you give the condition x is less than 100, and then after that you give your increment or decrement x plus plus, and then after that you give brackets, and here you write your statements, like whatever the statement is, count like x equals to or anything you prefer, like any value you want to display, count is equal to count plus 1 or something. Okay, that is what you do usually with a for loop. But if I want this for loop to repeat forever like this while loop, what I have to do? You have to do is that you remove this, you also remove this, you also remove this. Now there is no condition. Now it will go for forever. Now that is how you make a forever for loop. Now we remove this as well. Just check. Click on build to see if there is any error. See, no error. This is perfect. You can do this. So this is our forever loop using for loop. Now let's test it. Let's take a counter. So what I do is that I take an integer variable count. I will be making a counter, and by default the count will start at 0. Count is equal to 0, and then once in the loop it will update. Count equals to count plus 1, like this. After that, now we just display this counter on the LCD as well, so we know what is going inside this loop. So go to the right. Unlike Arduino, you cannot display this count directly on the LCD. You have to convert it into a string. Integer to string conversions have to be done by yourself. In case of Arduino, print serial.println command automatically does that because that's a function. But here you have to do it yourself. So you go to the right again in the libraries. There is a converter library. Check mark this, expand this, go down. There is integer to string command. This command. Double click on this. Copy this command. Only this. Go back. Paste it wherever you prefer. I prefer over here like this. So it will convert whatever the value in this variable, that will be count. It will be converted to a string and will be stored in this variable, and this must be a string. So we initialize a string variable. So in case of MikroC for PIC, you do not you cannot use this. Like, there is nothing called string over here. See, it will give an error. So there is nothing string. To make a string, you basically go with an array of char. An array of char is also a string. So char, just count 1, an array, make an array, like I make it 8. So this array of 8 character or 9 character is basically a string in terms of MikroC for PIC. So whatever is in this variable in the integer form will be converted to a string using this command and will be stored in this string variable like this. Now this we can display on the LCD. Now to display this on the LCD, you go to the right. There you have in the LCD library a command called LCD out. This one. Double click on this. There you have the command. You copy it, go back, paste it wherever you prefer. I prefer it over here, just like this. So conversion is done over here. Now we can display the count. So it will start writing from first row, third column, this value. So you just copy, paste it, and remove this, paste it here. So this will be displayed on the LCD. Now the code will be too fast. I have to slow down the code. So I give some delay over here. So the code is slowed down by some value. I give a delay of like 250 milliseconds, like this. So now what should happen over here? What should happen over here is that since counter started from 0, okay, count will start from 0. After that, this will repeat forever. Now that is what our output should be. So let's give it a try. We build the code. It's built successfully. Now what we expect from this code is that it will keep on incrementing the counter until your count variable becomes full. That is the integer variable. Until this becomes full, I don't know, it can store 2 power 8 or 2 power 16, whatever the values it can store. Once it's full, then the code may give wrong values, but this have to repeat forever. Now that is the output of this code should be. So let's do it. Okay, build it. Open your PIC16 programmer tool. Wait for it. Here you go. Go to the left, select the microcontroller, PIC16F877A. 16F877A. Here you go. Click on read to make sure that the board is correctly connected. Perfectly done. Now click on file, import hex file. This is the file we just created. Double click, click on write. Okay, wait for the new program to be written. Wait. Okay, there you go. Now go to the hardware. This is the hardware. We power up the circuit using PIC3. I click on. Okay, see the counter has started. I think there is enough light in the room so you cannot see this very nicely, but I try to show you the LCD value. Okay, now you can see better. Okay, there you go. You can see the counter is incrementing. It should keep on incrementing forever. See, it is incrementing. See, this light, this is because of the light in my room. Usually it's blue, so the camera I think cannot capture the color. So you can see that we are getting infinite values. So now that is what the purpose of this forever loop is. Like if you want something to repeat forever, then you use this loop, this command. So this is a very useful command. In certain projects you will need something to repeat forever until not broken by your own self. So this is it, guys. I hope you guys learned from something from this lecture. If you guys have any questions, please do ask. We'll see you in the next lecture. Goodbye until then.